So what to do next? Follow us on LinkedIn at Hyatt Ministry. If you have not followed Hyatt Ministry, please do. We need your support so we can grow this community. Your final word on that before we move on our third part of this show. Thank you so much if you are connecting with us this evening. I am Kakombe, and my guest is Pam tonight. Pam and I connected way, way back. But I'm not going to share that story. I'll let Pam share the story. Welcome back.
Yes, yes, yes. So some of the people know this story that are on this call because they were there. So what? So some of the stuff that Kakumbe might not know about is we were tasked by a very large organization in my one of my consulting projects that I was on that ended up being a couple years long. So it was a big project, and we were tasked with starting up a support center.
Okay.
A white glove concierge style support for a online software application program, one that's well known. But in the consulting world, we don't talk about our customers, so I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
So we were tasked with starting up this project, and we were given basically 6 months to have it fully staffed and operating in a capacity with. So if you think about like the Uber or any other like 5-star profile in terms of like giving stars, they wanted customers to rate, and they wanted to have a 90%. So
Wow.
that would be, that would be like the equivalent of, 4.5 or whatever, or what,
Rating.
the 90% rating. So it's equivalent of basically almost always 5 stars, because 1 4-star can actually bump somebody down quite a bit very quickly. The algorithm, it's very drastic. It takes a lot of closed tickets to make up for that one bad rating. So we were given 6 months, and we had determined that we needed about 200 people to get started.
Okay.
And so we had to hire 200 people and get them trained and create this in a very, very short period of time.
In 6 months.
And well, we had to have people not only hired, trained, but also hitting that 90%, like 5 stars in that 6-month period.
Okay.
So this same company also hired several other organizations to do the same thing, but we were the first one to actually hit the numbers and really get the high ratings. So, kudos to all of our team. Some of you are here.
Everybody who is part of that project, kudos to you, or kudos to you.
Yes. So, anyway, we put together a 3-week training program. And we basically pulled in a whole bunch of people. Anybody that was on the bench in the consulting organization was screening resumes, right? And they were passing them over. And then we were doing quick interviews and bringing people on. And we were looking for 3 different levels, like entry level who had really good customer service. The second level, which would be somebody that, maybe had a little bit of technology background that had been able to do like some help desk experience. And then the level 3 were like the people that knew this particular product and knew it well and were able to, answer questions and do support right off the bat. And what a lot of people who were part of the program, my training program. Now, mind you, this 3-week training program, you were paid, right? You came on, you went through this 3-week training program that was sort of self-paced, but also directed. We had a big Skype chat where we were all in there. We kicked off every morning. We said, here's what you should finish today. And at the end of each of the online task, sessions, there was a quiz that you could take. And what we were looking for, even though we were looking for people with technology, we were looking more for customer service, right? We were looking for people who were going to be able to deliver that 5-star customer service rating, because this wasn't just about the tech. This was also about the customer service, the white glove, the concierge. So the thing that a lot of people didn't understand too is the 3-week training program was also a test in and of itself.
Okay.
And
I did not know that.
Yes, not everybody made it through the 3-week training program.
Okay.
Um, some people fell behind. Some
Mm.
people that fell behind made up the difference in their own time
Okay.
because they wanted it so bad, right? They just were, it was so new that like the whole thing was so new to them that they weren't able to do it in the time that we deemed that they could. And so
Mm.
some of those people that did it in their own time, they went on to be really successful in this. Other people who thought that they knew everything just didn't keep up and didn't show up, and they just didn't get to stay,
Wow.
right? So there was about one third of the people that were hired in. We had to hire over 300 people to get 200.
Wow.
So about a third of the people that came through that ended up kind of, failing out during the training program before they ever even got to talk to customers. And most of them because they just couldn't or wouldn't keep up.
They couldn't keep up. I was part of that journey.
Yes, you were.
So a lot of people on this call,
Yes.
we were together on that journey, and we work hard.
Yes, you did. You
And
did. Rock stars, all of you.
we work hard, and everyone on that team, we were chasing those 5 stars.
Yes. You know the beautiful thing about it, though? Think
Uh-huh.
about this. This was pre-COVID. This was before anybody was doing the remote work from home.
Correct.
We were all 100% remote team.
Hmm.
Those of us that actually met in person, it was either a fluke or after a while I started flying to the locations where we had like big groups of people to try to, take people out to lunch and say thank you, right?
Mm-hmm.
A couple people ended up, um, you know, getting hired on full time because everybody was subcontractors, and then some people were hired on full time for the organization that we worked
Yeah.
for.
Yeah.
And it was, Chris, you're right. It was definitely a fun and exciting journey.
It was. Yes.
The team that we built, the camaraderie, the family that we built
Mm.
has given us lasting relationships. And
Yeah.
this again was all 100% online, remote. And this was even before Teams, so this was Skype. And so Skype, you couldn't really do video. You could, but it just was such drag, right? I mean, you couldn't have a functional conversation with more than one, more than two people on a Skype call.
Yeah.
So it was all just voice and a picture. And yes, we built a team of people who chasing 5 stars. I love it, Judy. it just, we built this team of people who, just I've been loving watching everybody's success because
Yeah.
almost everybody that was on that project that stayed in tech has
Mm.
really you are, one who's like gone on to do great things. I mean, everybody's really gone on to do great things in their
It
careers.
it I think for all of us, it's sort of the project of lifetime because there is no, like you said, most of the time on our gig they hire you because they want your tech experience.
Yeah.
But we had to deal with share,
Customers.
share some of those stories. You remember one?
So I'm not going to say all names, but there was this
No,
one
no, no,
customer. Her
no.
name was Shirley.
Okay.
Shirley. So we had layers, right? And a lot of
Mhm.
customers would say, "I need to speak to your manager,"
Uh-huh.
and they would up the ranks.
Mm.
5 times in 2 years did it go all the way up the ranks to me.
Wow.
Right? I was like the last one in the tech, right? Anybody
Uh-huh.
above me had no idea, could not my bosses would get on the phone and they'd be like, "What? I have no idea what you're talking about. What's going on here?" They wouldn't even know how, right? So I was like, from a technical standpoint, right?
Mhm.
I was like the last stop.
Yeah, the last stop.
5 times those calls ended with me getting on it. 3 of them were Shirley.
3 of them wish. What was so special about Shirley?
She wanted things that couldn't be done. She wanted to know why her whole C drive wasn't replicating to OneDrive.
For real?
Yes, including her system folder and right. Yes. Yeah. So, she wanted things that just couldn't be done, and she didn't understand enough to know what couldn't be done.
Yes.
She was sweet until she wasn't.
Yeah.
One of our ambassadors, that's what the agents were called,
Cool.
ambassadors. One of our ambassadors was military, and she said, "Ma'am," and she said, "Don't you call me that." And she
Wow.
said, "I'm sorry."
Mm,
And then she said it again later, and she just went nuts. And I said, "Look,
mm,
Shirley, I have to apologize.
mm.
She's been through the military. She calls everybody ma'am. It's been ingrained in her for a long time. Please do not take any offense. This is
To them.
absolutely nothing that, she's not referring to anything other than it's meant as a sign of respect.
Your
So I,
respect.
I
Yeah.
apologize that this offends you, and we will do our best to not say it again. But it was that kind of like unreasonableness that there was just no. I mean, she was so upset she ended up sending an email to the CEO of the organization.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes, people. It was the gig of our lives. Like Judy said, so much fun and so much learning. Still
Yes.
talk about that experience doing my interviews. There's nothing to top that, Judy. You're not alone. Myself, when people
Yeah.
interview me, I'm like, sometimes they asking me question. I'm like, can you just read my resume? Can you just read my
It might
resume?
be a test that they're testing you, that it's really your resume and you didn't copy somebody else's. But
You're right.
yeah.
These days we don't know, right? We don't know if it was fun. It was
Hmm.
a time of our life. Ju- Judy, thank you so much for being here. And Chris, thank you so much for being here. Lisa, Chen, you are on Kakombe LinkedIn Live.
Yes. Thank you,
My
everybody,
guest
for showing up.
is Pam. So what we're gonna do now? I don't know if Pam, you have any word that you wanna share before we open our question, or if anybody wanna come on call and speak with us on the next few minutes that we still have on this live. We are open. If you have any question, we'll take the question. If you wanna call, the telephone number is 682-313-6182. You can call and say hello to Pam and myself if you want to.
Or they can join
Uh,
the stream and come on
Or you
video
can
too, right?
join. You can join the stream. Let me post the link. All right, that's the link right there.
All right.
Come
And
on the link.
while people are either joining or not, and I get it, we didn't give you warning. You could also
Yes,
join the stream and talk, and you don't have to go on video. So if
correct.
you're not not video ready without
If you
warning,
know,
sometimes I wouldn't be.
correct.
Um, so those of you who know me will know when I say this. This is something I like to say: is just be you, right?
Be
Just
you.
be yourself. Be who you are. Let yourself, who you are, shine through in a interview.
Yeah,
Obviously, you can't show that so much in your resume, but in an interview, if you want to be in a place where you're going to be happy
yeah.
and you're going to be like the people that you work with and have them like you. And sometimes it doesn't matter. Sometimes you're just working remote, and you don't have to. You just,
Mhm.
if as long as you like the work, but being yourself is the best way to get there.
You can never beat it. People ask me every time, Kakombe, what do you do? I say, I'm just being Kakombe. And that's all I know how to be. Be me every day. That's what I do. And that's what I was going to ask you, Pam, about, people that are trying to get into work today. You know, uh, you've answered that question already by saying they should just be, well, they are, just present themselves out. But anything else that you think, you can share with the people that are, watching us tonight in terms of, trying to find jobs and things like that? Any tip, anything?
Yeah. So probably, if you are looking to break into a new area, like breaking into technology,
Hmm.
talk to the people who are doing those jobs. Reach out to them, network, find out what would be the best online course or thing that you should do to break into that new technology. If it's just getting a different job in a different organization, find out who you know that works and does what it is you want to do.
Mm.
Networking is always going to be the best way to find your next job. Networking is really what it's all about. I think I was telling Kakumbe this, right? So, looking for a job, I put out something like 200
Mhm.
LinkedIn job applications and only 35 responses,
Wow.
which netted like 4 interviews, which is now down to still in discussions with 2. So
Networking.
the yes, yes. And one of them was through networking, and the other one actually was just a LinkedIn job application. So, really, of those 2, only
Mm.
one of them came from applying for jobs on LinkedIn.
And this is why we're gonna be announcing. We have announced it. We're gonna start doing this show regularly. We're gonna communicate next week. We wanna. There's so much job that are internal, and those jobs don't even get to be seen outside because they just get mixed on all the jobs that are out there on the job online. So we're gonna start meeting as we go in the weeks to come every week, where people are gonna be bringing those internal jobs. And if you have a connection with your HR manager, we can also invite them. So we're gonna be having those happy hours where we're gonna be bringing internal jobs and share them between ourselves, so people can go and start applying directly to those companies instead of waiting for those jobs to be put on LinkedIn. So that's the connection. That's the community we're trying to build, where you can reach out to me and say, "Hey, Kakombe, hey, you work for LCRA. LCRA have any jobs that are out there? Guess what? I'll connect you with the link, and you're able to go and apply for those jobs." Judy is saying, please add me on the call and let me know if I can assist in helping. Yes, Judy, we're gonna add you in. You've been a rock star. You know, you've always been
Always.
there. You've always showed up. You've never disappointed. So we're gonna add you on that call, and we're gonna start doing this every week, where we're gonna start bringing those internal jobs and sharing them in our network. I think that will be the most effective way of us helping each other to navigate through this new uh, job market, where a lot is online and it's difficult to find what we're looking for sometime online.
Filtering through the garbage.
Filtering to the garbage, more garbage, and sometimes we miss those jobs because you can't go to all those filtering.
Yeah.
You are connecting with myself, Kakombe, or Stefan Funga. You are on LinkedIn Live, also on YouTube at Stefan Funga. And my guest, it's Pam. Pam and I connected way, way, way back. Pam, somebody asked me, that, how did you get Pam to your call? What happened? How did you do? What did you do to get Pam in your call?
You asked.
I asked.
That's another like good bit of advice. You
Yeah,
don't you don't get what you don't ask for.
you don't get what you don't ask for. I started working on this project like a year ago, and I was just trying to put pieces together, slowly, slowly, as I was, preparing myself for what we have today. And I got to the point where I needed to start calling people that can come into the show, people that I can also ask for advice and just, say, hey, I have this idea. What do you think? I call a few people, and then I call Pam.
I was going to say, just going to look back and see when we had our first conversation.
Yeah.
June 22nd? No, no, no. Yeah, the first time we talked about this was you.
It's been a while.
June 21st.
Wow.
You asked. You reached out. So less than a month ago, you reached out and said, "Hey, can we talk?"
Yeah.
I
I
had to
was
filter
on.
through all the other messages because we keep in touch a couple of times a year just
Yeah.
to say, hey,
Yeah.
how's life? How's the family? Da da da.
hmm
So yeah, June 21st.
We've never disconnected.
No,
We've kept in touch. We maintain the relationship, even though we in a different location, but networking, like Pam was saying. So when I called her, she was like, "What do you need, Kakombe? I'll come in,
yep,
help." And her and I been bouncing ideas and working into this where we are today. It's been a lot of work. We have a lot in coming, and I'll let Pam invite you to join us and share about that, because we see what is out there and how we can all help each other on this journey.
absolutely. Anybody that wants to be a guest, just let us know.
Yeah, you can connect with Pam or you can connect with myself. And if you want to join, we call this journey Hired Ministry because it is a ministry. We serving each other in the journey at the same time we're serving ourselves. So come and join us. Let's build this platform. And thank you so much for being here. We
Make
appreciate
great
you.
things happen.
We will make it happen. And it's already happening, because where we are today is not where we were a month ago. And this is our show 00000001. And I could not ask for a better person to join me on this one.
Well, thank you for thinking of me. I appreciate it.
No, I appreciate you.
All right.
So we're gonna be wrapping up this show tonight. I don't know if you have anything else, Pam, you wanna share uh, this evening. It's been fun.
It's always.
I enjoy myself, and you know how to get engaged. Start the conversation from your platform. Think of anybody that's we can learn from, and we'll come to your platform, and we'll extend our invitation to that person to come and talk to us, to come and share with us the experience.
Can't wait.
Your final word before we call it a night.
Thank you and have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you so much, Pam. You as well. And everyone that's all connecting with us this evening, thank you so much. You
Thanks
were
for everybody who showed up.
you were on Kakombe, LinkedIn Live, also on Stefan Funga YouTube. Thank you so much. You all have a wonderful evening. Bye bye.
Bye bye.